Hey folks, I want to do a review on a neat little prep that I got. My wife got me this for Christmas, and actually came with two of them. And this is a Halo 3000 milliamp hour portable charger, which is a power supply that you can use to charge a cell phone or a small electronic device in an emergency. So let me tell you some of the specifications of this. First of all, it's 3,000 milliamp hours worth of power. It's got SOS and flashlight on it as well. And it's compatible with any devices that use either a micro USB, a standard USB, or a 30-pin tip, such as an iPhone. And according to the manufacturer, it'll give you an additional 8.5 hours of talk time to an iPhone 4, 12 hours of talk time to a Samsung Galaxy S4, and I'll put a link to the manufacturer's specifications underneath this video so you can take a look. But I'm going to run a couple of different tests on this, and let me tell you why I think this is important. Number one, probably the main reason I got this as a gift is it was camouflage, and my wife knows that I love camouflage stuff. So, you know, it does have that kind of cool factor. But, you know, the other thing is, as many of you know, I used to work at the World Trade Center and was there on 9/11. And in terms of cell phone, this is what happened to me. After we got out of the building, you couldn't get a signal across. I mean, the networks were jammed or whatever. You could not get a call out in lower Manhattan. And I decided to stay to help out, but I couldn't get a hold of my wife. As you can imagine, she was flipping out because she had no idea, you know, whether I was all right or not. And because the phone, you know, kept searching for a signal and it wasn't finding one, the battery drained really quickly, and I ended up turning it off to try to preserve, you know, what little power was left, just in case I could get a call in later. It wasn't until the following day that I was finally able to get a quick call in to her to let her know I was okay. And, you know, there was no power anywhere, even if I had a charging cord, which I didn't, because I basically just got out with me and my cell phone, and that was it. You know, even if I did have a charging cord, I wouldn't have been able to charge it anyway. So actually having extra power with you would be a great idea in an emergency if you were ever in a situation where you were running out of charge on your phone or another device, or, you know, even a situation where you need an emergency flashlight. You know, this really is a neat device. So I want to run a couple tests, see how it works, and be back in a few minutes with test number one. Okay, let me show you a couple of the features of this bad boy, and then we're going to do a second test. So it's small. It's the size of a you know, very small flashlight, or, you know, probably even like a lipstick case, that type of thing. One of the things I like about this particular model is it also has a flashlight and SOS light, so it's kind of a dual purpose. In addition to being a power supply, you've also got a light on it. Another thing that's kind of cool about this is it's got a little gas gauge here, so if you press on the button, that F is for full. It's also got a mark for 1/2 and a mark for E. Not sure if you can see this, but so that shows you how much power you have in here. Okay, so the test we're going to do is, I've got an iPod that I haven't used in so long. It is just absolutely completely dead. There's no charge whatsoever in this. So what we'll do is we'll see if we can get a little bit of juice to it. Now the cord that comes with the Halo, it's a three-way split cord, and it's got an adapter, you know, to fit into an iPhone, iPod, iPad, and then also you've got a micro USB, so depending on what type of device you have, it should fit. Now for the new iPhones, from what I understand, you've got to buy an adapter. I guess the new iPhones have a different kind of plug now. I wouldn't know because I don't have a new iPhone. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug this into the Halo, and as you can see, it comes on automatically when you plug that in. And then we're going to plug it into the iPod, and looks like we've got a little bit of action there. It popped on. So I'm going to let this go for a while and see if it charges it up, and then we'll be back. Okay, this is fairly impressive. It's still on full, the power supply, and after about 2 hours, the iPod is almost completely charged. So now when I charged my iPad, it went, I watched it go from full to half to empty to put the third of the charge on the iPod, but or on the iPad. But on the iPod, it's charged up the thing completely and still has quite a bit of power left. Okay, we're going to do another test here, and I don't know if you can see this, but this is my iPad, and it is just about dead. It's at 4%. So I'm going to plug it in, let it charge, and let's see what it can do. Okay, so you can see it's full. Okay, and it is charging. And see how far it gets on a full tank here. Be back in a little while. And as you can see, as we go through the charging process, it's gone down from the green full indicator down to the half indicator. So it's still charging. Be back in a little while and we'll see what happens. Okay, and as we can see, it's now flashing red on the E, on the empty. So I think the charger is just about spent. I'll let it go for a few more minutes and then we'll see what the results are. Okay, the light went off, so it's completely expended, and the end result here is we've got 36%. So it put it up by about a 1/3 of a charge. 36%. So not bad. Okay, so in conclusion on the 3 tests, so the first test I did in iPad, that was at 28%, and by the time it was done it was up to 62%, so that was a 34% increase, or a third of a charge. The second test was an iPod. The iPod was completely dead, it was at 0, and it charged it up to 100% with power to spare. There was still power left in the Halo when I was done. And then the third test was another iPad, and it went from 4% to 36%, so that's a 32% increase, or again about 1/3 of a charge. So I think this is fairly impressive. It's something I'm definitely going to be carrying in my EDC bag from now on, because if I ever get in a situation where I need extra power for my cell phone, or even an emergency flashlight, I think this is a good thing to have along, and it's very light. It doesn't take up much space, so this is a good prep to consider. Now we got this. We got a set of 2, and actually got that from QVC for $54.96. It's also available on the company's website, and they've got several different models. This is just the one we got. There's different models. And there are also different manufacturers, so shop around. Make sure you get a good deal. Some of these can be very, very expensive, but you know, I think for $54 for 2 of them, this was a good little prep. Thank you very much for watching.